Good Wednesday morning, and welcome to ICE HCV, the internal combustion engine age YouTube channel that talks about all the cars and trucks and SUVs, motorcycles, all those things. Good Wednesday morning. Hey, what a beautiful morning here in the Northern Virginia, Maryland, DC area. It's just beautiful. It's incredible how it seems like it's September, and here it is, the end of October. And hey, thanks for tuning in my channel. If you're a regular or a new one, appreciate all the nice support people do watch me on a regular basis. That's pretty cool, I think. And hopefully my talking and gabbing and sharing, hopefully that entertains you. I mean, I don't know. Hope it, share the channel. Let's try to be in an upbeat life. Can we do that? Can you do that in today's age? But hey, just incredible how it is literally October 25th. That's hard for me to believe. End of October. And we're going to have 70s, close to 80, I think, this coming weekend. So just incredible, beautiful weather here. We're just being blessed. And I tell you what, man, sometimes I think we just all forget the lousy winter, if you know what I mean by that. Meaning, doesn't it seem like things are later? It seems like Mother Nature, in some aspects, is late. Is that because of the green agenda? I mean, what is going on? I mean, I don't know. Can I even remember? I can't. You forget. And you know what? I think that's what's going to be. Conversation is the forget conversations, the forgotten conversations. I thought about that, and I thought, that's probably pretty appropriate for where we are in today's society, especially with all these cars and trucks and motorcycles that I own. And even for me, sometimes it's like, I forgot the other morning to talk about how many cars I've bought so far this year. And I think some people are like, yeah, you did screw that up because you were at 19 vehicles. You weren't at 20 vehicles. Like, oh, right, I did screw up, but I didn't. Because I forgot about me trading in the Indian Sport Chief for the Pocket. So I was right, even though I didn't count correctly on the buy conversations Monday versus the sell conversations on Tuesday. And here we're on Wednesday, and we're talking about forget. Because, oh my gosh. And that's what some people even say to me, is how do you stay on top of all these damn cars? The payments, the registration, keeping them clean. Come on, Pops, where are you? Somebody's missing. So like right now, who am I missing? Somebody's missing. Yeah, so the forget conversations, I think it's so appropriate that I counted out all my cars that I've bought so far this year. And watching my video myself, I saw how I then said I was at 20, but I was really at 19. Well, once again, the Indian Sport Chief was a Indian Pursuit. Come on there, Tang Tang. It was an Indian Pursuit adventure, and I bought 2 Indians at the same time. And I traded 2 Indians. So I was accurate, even though some people watch my channel. Here we are in the ICE garage. ICE, and that's something that made me think about the forget conversations, is because we're such at the age of the ICE age, the EV age, and I think to myself how you look at time and how things change, and I just think, wow, is the domestic side not wanting to forget really what drives us to own cars and vehicles and motorcycles and trucks? And I think in so many ways that the CEOs of these companies that are being strangled by the green agenda, I think they're forgetting what the American consumer wants. And there's a lot of, and when it comes to a vehicle, there's so many things that an American consumer wants out of a vehicle. I think the first thing someone today is an affordable vehicle. Wouldn't you think that would be probably the first word that came out of somebody's mouth if you took a survey? They'd probably be like, yeah, I'd like to be able to afford a vehicle. And for some reason, I think the CEOs and the board members and the individuals that are making decisions in these big companies, they're forgetting that one basic thing, affordability. They've gone through the roof on pricing. And I think what's really unsettling, I mean, think this through as an individual. When you go out and buy a car or truck, you're looking for the deal. You're looking for the discount. You're looking for the best overall package, bang for your buck. And I think it's so interesting that we're now in an age of the green agenda that's dominating the perception of on how these electric vehicles are so much the better way of the future, and how this is going to save you money, to save Mother Nature. I mean, really? I mean, and what's really interesting about this, what really kind of popped in my head this morning was, because this morning's going to be Monroney Sticker Day. The Monroney Sticker Day is, I spent the time last night digging up all of my Dodge, Challenger, and Charger purchases over the last, now, 8 years. And I have 12 Monroney stickers to share with you what's going on. But here's what I'm talking about. Here is the Ford F-150 Lightning. And there's my Ford F-250 truck. Okay, so what's really weird about the electric revolution is the affordability. What we're being told is if they can just sell lots more of these electric vehicles, it'll become more affordable. I mean, all right. So it's so kind of weird in so many ways that every ICE vehicle here on my property has risen in price. Every one of them is more expensive today than it was previously. But yet, the presentation by Ford and General Motors, Tesla is a perfect example that's discounting vehicles, but it's the actual opposite. So they're saying that when you buy these electric vehicles, the good news is they're going to become cheaper and cheaper, okay? But the bad news is ICE age vehicles are going to get more expensive. What's going on here? I mean, what's the underlying message? I mean, what is the green agenda doing to our country, the infrastructure of vehicles, transportation? I mean, sincerely, I mean, is this move to force you into buying an electric vehicle? I mean, is that really the underlying message that the manufacturers have figured out? Hey, just keep on jacking these ICE vehicle prices, because at some point they're going to be so expensive, it's just as expensive as electric vehicles, that they'll just forget and they'll just buy a freaking electric vehicle. I mean, I think some people are like, yeah, that sounds a little far-fetched. Are you kidding me? Are you really? Have you looked at the price of these cars? Are you seeing what's going on? I mean, wow. And sadly, UAW, these guys aren't happy. They're not happy because they don't make enough money, which only goes to you're going to spend more money to make all these UAW workers happy. Stateside, I don't think they're going to be happy when a lot of people start going a different direction with maybe not so much domestic anymore, because of the domestic side has been brainwashed by the green agenda. And that's has the domestic manufacturing in our own country forgotten who us ICE age people are, who the individuals are that are buying these vehicles. They want an affordable, reliable, quality car. Isn't that kind of the goal? And that's so funny. I'm like, what the heck is that? That is the wife taking off in the nice Jeep Grand Cherokee L that I got all nice and cleaned up for, got an oil change. Went for that car right there. Went for that vehicle right there. Guess what? This purple Charger would not be in my garage. It's just crazy. It's crazy how that car there created that car over there created that car. Have you already forgotten that conversation? So here's the point. If you look at the Ford brand, what is really the Ford dominant brand? You're looking at it. It's the trucks. It's the trucks that make Ford who it is. And you think to yourself, I mean, for me, you know, me being a young kid growing up, I mean, this was me all day long. I always wanted the big lifted truck, the big tires, the big wheels, the powerful engine, the exhaust note. Now, back in my age, in the 70s and, 80s, you didn't get anything factory of power, capability, anything close to what this is. But that's the true beginnings of this truck craziness of our country, of people wanting these type of really nice vehicles. But yet now, Ford is trying to present that no, what people want is this electrified vehicle that is very expensive in so many ways. Yes, you can get the real basics and cut down the prices and everything. And yeah, so, but is that really what the consumer wants? And it's starting to sound like, no, they're not. They don't want this. This consumer doesn't want this electrified vehicle. They still want the Ice Age vehicle. Or, as I've said so many times, one of my viewers said that I helped them buy the Ford Power Boost. I mean, I think this is more ideal for the reality of what somebody out there would say makes more sense with the electrified vehicle with the gas engine setup. And even now, Ford is backing down on pushing the F-150 Lightning, and they're on that page, which you've heard that conversation probably 50 times with me in my conversations of it's the EV versus the ICE, or the ICE versus the EV. So once again, it's forgetting who we are. But Ford, in so many aspects, they're not. Because here's the Ford Mustang 2024. Love the car. And today, it's going to take a drive to have the H-pipe. Here's the H-pipe that I bought for my Ford Mustang Mach 1 that I never put on the car. And then here's the coil springs for it. And I got the strut, braces for it. And I got the short shifter throw for it. So this car is going to have a whole new look, hopefully by tomorrow. Dropping off today. Hopefully between today and tomorrow they get this car fixed, or I should say changed out. And I can only hope that this car rides just like it rides now. I'll be so disappointed this thing has any different personality. I'm just really wanting to have a little lower stance, a little stiffer with the sway bars, or I should say support bars, whatever you want to call it, short shifter. So it'll be very interesting to see how that all kind of plays out. Meanwhile, we can't forget about the Plum Crazy Super Beast sitting here in front of me, which, wow, I forget on how nice these SRT products are. I talk about all the time, these Hellcats, badass vehicles, but I'm telling you, bang for the buck, fun for the buck. This car is such a blast. And it's interesting, I got the windows tinted out yesterday, and I've had some people like, they're not dark enough. And I'm like, not dark enough? I mean, what are you talking about? I mean, do you want this thing to be a Hearst? I mean, is anybody watching my channel? Do these windows look too light? I mean, sincerely, they're not even legal. I mean, the windows are already not even legal. I'll have to rip them all off if I ever get pulled over. And for any violation, that would give the cop an opportunity to do a meter test in the windows. That all has to be removed. I mean, all right, Sean, like, what do you, look at this, over here to this Mustang. Same thing. I mean, does that thing need to be darker? I don't think so. For the dark horse, yeah, we got to get up and get the continued conversations of what, have I forgotten what I'm going to talk about? No, I have not. I'm going to get up here and talk about more stories and share with you the Monroney. I was calling the Marooney. It's Monroney. I forgot what you call these window stickers for these cars. And it took some time yesterday to find all these Monroney stickers. Here's just 3 boxes of all my vehicles. See right here? There's 3 boxes. And that's just really from the last 10 years. That's not, I'm not lying. That's just from the last 10 years of car purchases are full of files and motorcycles. So you know what's challenging? I'm not the most dynamic guy. We see a lot of these guys do these YouTube channels and they show up on the screen all this information. It's a lot of time. I mean, it's a lot of time and work to try to get all that stuff going. I'm like, forget that. I mean, who hasn't heard that term? Forget that. And so anyways, I'm going to try to show you these Monroney stickers. And you probably, well, what's kind of going on with that? Well, I wanted to share with others on how not really you forget the price of things, but I thought it'd be interesting to look at the different stickers and see over the last 8 years where the car part prices have gone, what they've done. So I've got to get my coffee, man. I'm sorry if people think that's kind of if you know what I mean on that. So here they are. I'm going to go back here, and I have 12 stickers. 12 Monroney stickers, even for me. It was really incredible. I was so bummed because I couldn't find all of them. It took a lot of work for me to dig up every car. So, like right here is the 2014 Dodge Challenger RT Classic. So for the Dodge Challenger, it was the 2014 RT package that was my first actual new Challenger. I had back in 2005 and 6 the Dodge Chargers, but it wasn't until 2008 that they released the retro Challenger body. So it wasn't until 2014, but it was because of economic hardships that I went through. A lot of my friends back in 2006, 7, like, oh man, you're going to be able to get a Challenger back in your life. And then I went through chaos in my life in 8, 9, and I couldn't buy cars anymore. So I couldn't buy the new redesigned or the new retro Challenger they brought into the market. So here it is, and the RT is a 5.7 motor. It's not the 6.4 motor. So it's more of the real, it's affordable Challenger have fun car. I still remember this date, taking my Jeep. I had a red Jeep Wrangler that I bought, Rubicon. They had lifted, put big tires, wheels on. I had it there for the oil change. Hey, wow, how about that, right? And I'm sitting around, I test drive this Plum Crazy. Okay, is it a Plum Crazy right here? Let's see, I don't even know where they, yeah, right there it is. Right here, it tells you up top here. It's the Plum Crazy car. And that's the car that my daughter she was so over the top of that car. So that car was the Hemi setup, the Krager wheels, really cool. And that car was fast. I mean, I drove that car, and I had been away from performance cars now for I'd have to say a good 6, 7, 8 years. So I drove that car. I was like, wow. So that car was $41,000 back in 2014. Okay? I think that was the fall of 2013 I bought that car, or maybe it was the fall of 2014. So that was my first Challenger. And so now I drove that car for about a year. In the meantime, I ordered a 2015 Dodge Hellcat, white color. And I told you so before, the dealership, the dealership here where I deal with all the time, I started wondering if they forgot to submit the order. Because I went in, I've said it many times, in fall 2014, I submitted I was his first guy there. It was like September 7th of 2014. I was the first guy at that dealership to put an order in for a Hellcat. Because I knew that if you get your name in, you ain't going to get one. So I put my order in, and okay, great. Super excited. So in the meantime, I'm driving my Plum Crazy Challenger. But I'm still having fun with that car. Now, as time progresses, nothing. No build sheet, nothing. It's November, December, it's January. And I'm now starting to get pretty upset. So, yeah. So in January, this red line, whatever it was back then, Hellcat shows up. Challenger. Because the first, whether it was or not, the Dodge Charger didn't come available until 2016. So the Challenger came out in 15. The reveal was July of 2014. By 2015, the Challenger came available, and then the 2016 is when the Charger came available. So in January, the Hellcat somebody gets a Hellcat at the dealership. And I'm like, how the hell did that guy get that car? Well, this guy, Falcon Heating Air Conditioning, Bruce, he's buddies with the owner of the dealership. And it's just, to me, it's like, come on. Because I'm asking this guy, Tommy Omar, that's the GM of the dealership. I'm like, come on, man. I put the first order in. I don't believe this. I don't believe this other guy. So it was kind of like, and I'm sure some people would be like, why would you ever go back to that dealership? But I've talked about it before. Well, instead of getting attitude, just, I was like, okay, all right. I was like, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to order myself a nice Dodge Challenger 392. See that? Called the SRT 392 package, 2015 model. And I'm going to kind of, really get it set up the way I like. So I ordered it, and it's the Jazz Blue. Now, what's incredible, there's a guy local here that has this car. I went to the car show. And I don't think he watches my channel regularly, but that gentleman has my car. So I got the Jazz Blue, and then I got like the peanut butter color, black sepia interior color on the vehicle. It's 6.4 motor. And if you look at the base price is $44,995. Okay, then I optioned it out where I wanted back then the technology package, which gave you the adaptive cruise control. Okay, so here, if you look here, it's kind of hard for me to see as I do this here, but if you look here, you'll see it has the adaptive cruise control, and I optioned it out really well. Really nice car. I mean, really cool car. So the $44,000 price went to $52,000. Okay? All right, and I love that car. And even to this day, I sometimes think I should have never sold it. It was just a great car. All right, so now I'm waiting for, so now what happens is I'm just kind of, now I'm like, you know what, let's see what the 2016 is going to bring, because the 2015 order banks are already spoken for. So now I'm having to set it out, but it's all right, because I got that car, and I was very content with that car. So now I wait for the order banks to open, and guess what? The plum crazy color comes available for the 2016 Dodge Hellcat Challenger. And so now I'm like, hey, that guy, Bruce, in so many aspects, he did me a favor. Because I'd be so bummed to know that I'd be bummed to know that, hey, man, I could have got a plum crazy. But what you don't know here is I need to back up a little bit, is I also ordered a Dodge Charger SRT 392 2015. Because I wanted the 2016 Dodge Charger Hellcat. And so to keep me content and satisfied, what I came to closure was, hey, get the one lesser model than the Hellcat and just drive those till you can get the Hellcats. And that's what I did. So I ordered this Charger SRT. Well, in the interim, I'm driving my Challenger. In the interim, I had two Challengers. I had the plum crazy. Well, my B5 Blue, if you look right here, okay, I have a Dodge Charger SRT 392 that I ordered, comes into dealership. And when that car came in, I traded the plum crazy Challenger for this car. And oh my gosh, my daughter was in tears. When I brought this car home, my daughter was just like, I'm not lying to you. I felt bad. I felt like the worst dad in the world. I'm not lying to you. I've had my daughter, I'm going to tell you right now, that is one day I'll never forget, because my daughter, it was like, take it back. Take it. I mean, she was very young. Keep in mind, my daughter was 10 years old, going on 11. So, but she was already a car. She rode around a car every day with me for the most part growing up. So I wonder why she likes cars so much. So anyways, the point is, there still hadn't been a release yet on 2016 Hellcats. So now I just feel like, so now, I've talked about this before. We drive through Channel Leesburg every now and then, and that plum crazy Challenger RT is sitting on the lot, and my daughter sees it, and she literally starts crying when we drive by it. It went on for about a month. I just about bought that car back. Okay, so now as I'm driving around, I'm loving my Charger 392. If you look at it here, what's the base price? It's $47,385. It's more than the Challenger because it's got 4 doors, right? So the price of that car is $53,860. Okay, with all the same options, adaptive cruise control. It's optioned out the same, but it's pretty incredible how it's only about I would say about an $1,800 difference. Yeah, about $1,800 difference on price once you kind of option it out. So now as I'm driving that car around, the order banks open up, and it's then released that the Plum Crazy can be available. So now I'm like, wow, here we go. So now I'm like, wow, I've been saved for the kid. So now I order the 2016 Plum Crazy Hellcat Challenger, and that was now like, I guess like maybe early summer or midsummer, I guess, whenever the order banks opened up. Yeah, it was probably late summer, I guess. I'd say August maybe. So now in like November 2016, my Plum Crazy Challenger comes in, okay? And other day I was talking about the price of that. So 62, wow. So even for me, I can't even remember. I'm thinking I paid 62 grand for a Challenger Plum Crazy. Look how wrong I am. Even I forget. So here it is. You got the Plum Crazy base price, 62, right? Well, when it's all said and done, that's a 70 what? $72,000. It's 10 grand. So here I'm telling people, oh, I spent 62 grand on the Dodge Challenger Hellcat. No, you didn't, dude. You paid 72. And back then, some people were paying 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 grand over even to get one. Yes. So it was 72 grand. And that was in the fall of 2016. All right, well, now here's the thing. I have to give up my 2015 SRT 392. And I'm going to tell you what, back then you couldn't test drive these cars. And after I bought that Hellcat and I let go, he didn't have a technology package, didn't have the same interior. That Jazz Blue was such a nice riding, beautiful, great car. After I bought that Hellcat, in some ways I was like, man, did I make the right decision? Because keep in mind, that $52,000 car I got, they didn't discount that car. And that car there, I think they gave me like 42 for it when I traded it in. And then I paid premium for the Hellcat. So in some ways, it's like, wow, was it worth it? So now I've got my Challenger, and I'm trying to remember okay. So now we get the Challenger Hellcat, and I still have the Charger SRT. So now, as time progresses, my Charger SRT Hellcat comes in, and actually January 2016. You're always buying a model year, typically before the actual year changes. So now my Hellcat Charger comes in, and that's the Redline, the Redline Red. And that car there had a $65,000 base price, and that car there was 72 grand. Isn't that something? Just having to think about it. So a 4-door and 2-door Charger Hellcat, for the most part, exact same price. That's just kind of hard to believe, right? So it's 72 grand. So this is now, keep in mind, the 2016 pricing. Okay. So had both those cars for about 2 years, and then I ended up selling them. And I got rid of my red Hellcat for a Ford Focus RS, which that was a pretty badass car. And I'm sure somebody like, you gave up your 4-door Charger Hellcat for the Focus RS. Well, what you don't know is I bought a new Ford Raptor truck, and I got myself in serious violation trouble. Serious stuff. Those Ford Raptor trucks, they haul ass. I mean, this is now, keep in mind, the year 2018. And I had the brand new, refreshed, updated Ford Raptor truck. That Ford Raptor truck is what started me on the transformation of changing over from Mopar to Ford. It really was. I mean, the Ford Raptor truck totally made me step back, reevaluate the Dodge and Ram and Jeep line, and go to the Ford product. And that's factual. So, unbeknownst to you, I had a major problem on my hands. And I just decided, you know what, time out on the 700 horsepower vehicles because I'm going to lose my license. And my insurance go through the roof. So I was like, you know what, it's time to let this stuff go. I got to take a time out. This isn't good because I was in deep doo-doo with the state of Virginia with a violation. And that's a whole other conversation. I've kind of talked about it before, so you probably know that if you follow my channel all the time. But anyways, so total timeout. in the Ford Focus RS, I had a video the other day showing my daughter learn how to drive a stick shift in that car. That was really a fun car, too small. Those seats are so tight. Oh my gosh, after an hour riding around that car for my stature and body, I was just like, get me out of this damn thing. Like Recaro seats, terrible. Badass little car. Kind of wish I kept it in some ways, but it's just too small a car. So now, total timeout for close to 2 years. So now I pick up a leftover 2019 Challenger Red Eye. What's incredible is on how the Red Eyes and the Hellcats are all being built, and they were overproducing them. And back in the day, you go to 2017, 18, even 2019, Dodge was discounting the hell out of these vehicles. You could get 10 grand, 15 grand off these cars. It was crazy. So now, all by accident, I'm coming back from Florida in the summer of 2019, and now the 2020s are going to start being built, and I pick up a really nice Octane, what was it? Yeah, Octane Red, 2019 Challenger Hellcat Red Eye. The Red Eye. Wow. Oh my gosh. Badass looking car. Great. I love the color. Had the right color interior. Somebody ordered it, or the dealer ordered it, and they discounted the heck out of that car. And keep in mind, I don't have any Hellcats at all right now. All my Hellcats have been sold, just so you know. So I'm Hellcatless. What I do, the Plum Crazy, I think I traded that in on a Jeep Wrangler big time lifted, brand new 2018 JL series. That's where that went, like in May of 2018. So I kept my Plum Crazy for about a year and a half. So now you go to the summer 2019, August, and I even have pictures and everything. So we pick up the Red Eye. But now look here. So the base price is $59, when the base price was. This is where it gets confusing. Okay, this is what's so weird. Base price $59. Base price is $62 on the 16. Well, so the car base price went down. Huh? But then at the end of the day, because it had the wide body package. Wide body package is $17,000. At the end of the day, this is what, a $90,000 car. 90 grand. But the thing is, they had horsepower discounts. For every horsepower, they gave you $100 or whatever it was. And so it was like, so you had like $7,000 off on a regular Hellcat. The Red Eye was basically $797. She had $8 grand off. So you had an $8 grand off from the rebate from the factory off this price, and then the dealership could maybe take another $3, $4, $5 grand. I think they took like 13 grand off the price of that car. I think maybe 15. I don't know if it's that steep. But all the point is, now, and keep in mind, it's the wide body. The wide body really adds a lot of expense to these cars. But now, from 2016 to 2019, you have a car that in so many aspects, conservative is 10 grand more, just in 3 years. All right. So then, in January of 2020, or no, was it January? I can't even remember. It was January. Yeah, no, it was January of 2019. I find at the Leesburg Dodge here a nice Charger Hellcat that's been sitting around for a while, and it's the same thing. And here, but it's a narrow body. So the base price on that now is $65. Okay? But yet here on the 2016, it's 65 grand. So it's the same. 65, it's exact, it's $400 more, $400 less, okay? It's a narrow body car, exact same car. The car is $72,750. So from 2016, if you look right here, from 2016 to 2019, the price only increased by $500. And literally, it's optioned out exactly the same. Okay, So now I kept those cars for a few years. And that white and blue car, that's a white, sorry, that was the white car with blue stripes. All right. White knuckle. And really cool car, nice car. That car I traded in for, I think, a GT350. I can't even remember. But that car got stolen from Coons Baltimore Ford. Yeah. That's when I got a phone call. Where's the 4 set of keys? All right, so now you go to, now I've sold once again, I've gotten rid of my Hellcats. And now I don't have any Hellcats for all because I went all Ford. I went to the Ford Mustangs. I went to the Ford Mustang Orange Fury and everything else. So now it's more about now I'm buying used Hellcats, which turns into last year. So for the summer, I guess, of 2022, I sold my Hellcat because the pandemic, we realize or not, the pandemic really put me in bad shape financially. The pandemic from basically March of 2020 through 2021, it was very challenging. So I'm trying to remember, was it 2021? Yeah, I guess it was the summer of 2021. I cashed out of my Challenger Octane Red wide body I just showed you that I bought brand new. So I cashed out of it. I get rid of it. So I was getting rid of like all my nice stuff because I couldn't afford to pay for it anymore because my income had been severely damaged from the pandemic-related challenges. So now I'm literally have no more Hellcats. I'm pretty much out of the Mopars. But I have the Mustang GT500. But I sold the Mustang GT500 as well. There's a whole video of me selling my GT500 and then me buying back my GT500. That's a whole other video that happened out in 2021. That was a hard decision to let go of that GT500 back then. So then I was on a timeout. So it wasn't until last fall that I got this idea to start buying back the Mopars, thinking that, these things are going to bring big money. So last fall, through Carvana, I don't have the real Monroney sticker because of the challenge that, see here. I mean, for me, it's just crazy. So you can barely see this stuff. But I bought through Carvana that Gold Rush. Okay? So the Gold Rush was like $95,000? Yeah, like 95 grand. Okay? Versus that same car I bought in 2019 was $90,000. So about a $5 grand increase in price from 2019 to 2021. All right? So this is now the pandemic. So now pricing, everybody knows, the pricing starts getting crazy. So I bought the Gold Rush from Carvana like September of last year. All right. Then I pick up the 2021. So where is this? This is where it gets so confusing, even for me. This is the Charger. Okay, here it is. Wow. So here it is. So here is the 2021 that I bought last October from Coons Baltimore Ford Charger Hellcat, but it's the wide body package. So the base price on that one has gone from $65 in 2019 to $69. So basically a $4,000 price increase from 2019 to 2021. And the price of that vehicle, because it's a wide body, is $86 versus the 2019 was $72. So now, so that was last fall that I bought that. But these are all the red eyes. And my theory is the red eyes are going to be the sought after cars. So now you fast forward to this past, I think like March or February. And we pick up a 2020. Oh, no. So now the summer of 21, I bought or 2020? I mean, see, this is where it just gets so confusing. No, that's a smoke show. I bought a Gold Rush. Where's the Gold Rush? I bought a Dodge Challenger Gold Rush T8 package And, you know, once again, just I mean, the paperwork here, Jesus Christ, I forget. I can't even keep on track of all this stuff. So I bought a Dodge Challenger Gold Rush Scat Pack wide body. But this is the smoke show right here. Where the heck is the Dodge Challenger? Oh, here it is right here. Here it is. Okay. So now in the summer of 2021 or fall, I buy a Challenger Scat Pack for my daughter. Gold Rush color, manual transmission, and that car was 53.8. All right. So let's go back to my 2015 Dodge Challenger SRT, and look, it was 52. But the thing is, this car had the technology package in it, an automatic transmission, and so it really wasn't that difference of a price. So for the Dodge product, it really kind of, if you look here, it's not like radically more expensive as maybe some people think it is, even for me. But now let's go to the 2023. Okay, so let's see the 2023, the Dodge Charger Super B. Okay, this car here was $70,480. The base price, $51,330. Okay, so let's look at the 2015 Dodge Charger and all my paperwork here, if I can find it. It's not easy here. And let's see what that was. So the base price is $47,385. Okay, so about a $4,000 difference. And then the price, though, now keep in mind, this wasn't a wide body, but optioned out very similar. So the total price of that car was $53,860. The new 2023 is $70,480. But keep in mind, that's the wide body package. That's at least a $5,000. It's a $6,000 difference. But even at that, this car would have come in at about 60 grand. So in that aspect, the car is $10,000 more, but this is 8 years later. But here's the thing. All these cars are increasing in price year in, year out. But yet you're being told that the future electric vehicles, the cars are going to be cheaper. Okay? So, wow. A lot of information. I know it's a long video because it's all this, me just sharing all those cars. So there's 12 vehicles for me that I purchased since 2014. So it's an 8-year, it's really a 9-year run of me buying cars, all these more products. And so now here I am on the conversation is like today, the dealer locally will probably call me and probably start hashing out some numbers. It's interesting, people watch my channel. I've actually had a few people reach out to me and go, hey, how much do you want for that Gold Rush? And yeah, I don't know. I mean, all sincereness, I don't know. I really, as an individual, would have to do the research and find out what is fair and right. And that's just who I am. I wouldn't feel right of selling a car to somebody that was not priced correctly. So I don't know. I really don't know about that. So, but anyways, the forget conversations, yeah. I mean, it could get deep. I mean, does everybody forget the promises that have been broken? I mean, you know what I mean? It's just, I can get into heavier conversations and doing car deals, or the sales manager hopes you forget the numbers they gave you. I think I've talked about that before, but anyways, they're forgotten. I mean, the green agenda, and for so many aspects, it's kind of like, I just think that there's so many people. I'm so glad the country we live in that the people are speaking more than ever. I think they just don't want to be forgotten, and they don't want to forget the what's going on. And I think that what's starting to prevail and show slowly, but I don't know. I mean, the Ford Lightning truck in a 100-mile radius, it's now like 200 plus vehicles. The Ford Mustang Mach-E, it's like 800 plus vehicles. Okay, so, I mean, is it the people haven't forgotten how they've gotten totally misled on something that they feel just isn't right? Is that what's going on? I mean, what's going on? I don't know. And for one thing for sure, it's really is seems like it's the times definitely seem they are changing. I mean, they really are. So, and what's the thing? People, I think a lot of people don't forget the hardships that you've gone through when economic times have changed. So I'm sure many people who are watching my channel like, yeah, I didn't forget that time. But what's incredible, we live in an age today now where we've had a very long run of really healthy, good times. I mean, think it through. It was 2008, 9, 10, really the last time this country really went through very challenging times. It was 2001, 2, 3, where the country really was in times of fear from the war and terrorism. But for us older people, we haven't forgotten that. But for the younger generation, they don't know about that. So they don't know. They don't understand what I think those older people are like. You just don't understand what is going on and what we know could play out because we haven't forgotten those experiences. And so, wow. I mean, I think to myself, for some people, just thinking it won't end. You know, the good times and everything's beautiful will just continue to be. And who here voted for the city administration and said build back better? I mean, do you forget what you voted for? I mean, do you want to forget who you voted for? Would you like to forget, have that be forgotten in your mind? I don't know. I mean, it's we're in very I don't know. I mean, yesterday I was at LA Tent, and I'll wrap it up here. It gets too long, but I was at LA Tent, and the GM there, I told him months back, like, I think you're going to see a change. I don't think it's going to continue to be. And he's like, nope. The change in the economy won't do nothing to me. Nope. Yesterday I was there. Yesterday. Very, you could feel in the air people weren't happy. You could feel in the air they were mad at each other. Even in fact, the GM told me, it's like, I'm not in a good mood today. I'm like, okay, I know what's going on. It's too personal to share on my channel. But the whole point is, he said things are fine. We're fine. Okay, when I got ready to leave, I pulled one of the good guys out that is like my age. Well, he's younger, but he's on my page of life. And I said, it seems like it's slowed here. He's like, yeah, it's slowed down. I said, you're probably making the money. He's like, no, wait, it's not slowed down. It isn't what it was. You saw my video yesterday of me driving around the Ford dealership right up the street there. I've never, ever seen so many Ford Broncos, ever. They're the Wild Track package. You know, they're all the high-end Ford Bronco, beautiful, big tires. I've never, ever seen a Ford dealership ever with that many Ford Broncos. I've never, ever seen that many Ford F-150 trucks per se in recent modern times over his lots. So yeah, times are changing. I'm getting ready to look at a TRX truck that you go just back 3-4 months ago that be so lucky to be able to get to dealership before it disappears. Not anymore. They have 3 Ram TRXs at Dulles Ram Dodge that have been sitting out there for like 4 or 5 months. So, you know, it's the change of times are here. So, but everybody seems to forget that every now and then. Everybody seems to forget the hardships, but I don't think they do. I don't think most people are older forget that. But anyways, that's it. Very long video. Appreciate all the people that watch my channel. And hopefully, you know, that little Monroney thing just shared with you, just shows you on the pricing of the cars. And the whole point of me kind of sharing that with you is the pricing of the cars. In so many ways, what's happened is the discounts aren't there. So that's really, I think, more than anything, more than ever today, is the cars have become more expensive, but actually, I should say they haven't. In some ways, they've gotten more expensive, but it's the discounting that's disappeared. So, anyways, wrap it up. Thanks for watching my channel. God bless. Stay safe. What are we doing now? I'm getting ready to drive this Mustang to Coons Baltimore Ford to see if we can have a little different attitude. The attitude shall prevail. Have a great day. God bless. Stay safe.